You're watching Bermuda Tonight. It's Monday, November the 5th, 2018. I'm Diane Brewer, and thank you for joining us. Premier David Byrd is adamant medical marijuana cultivation will be pursued as an option for Bermuda, but not at the risk of tarnishing relationships with the country's international partners, particularly the United States. Gary Moreno spoke with Premier Byrd about concerns expressed on the proposed initiative and tells us more in this report.
No doubt, Premier David Byrd's approach to marijuana farming will be far removed from what is perhaps being touted by Marlon Asher. Any such agricultural endeavors in Bermuda would be solely for medicinal purposes. But the opposition, through Ben Smith, the Shadow Minister of National Security, has expressed concern as to issues such as banking the profits from the proposed new trade and the impact it could have on relations with our largest trading partner, the United States, where although some state governments have legalized their practice, it remains a federal crime. Premier Byrd is undaunted by such talk.
We made a promise inside of our election manifesto. That election received us almost 60% of the vote of this country. Inside of that election manifesto, it stated that we will allow doctors to prescribe medicinal cannabis and enable a regime for domestic medicinal cannabis production. That was a promise we made to the electorate. That was what the electorate blessed, and that is what we'll execute and deliver on.
While Mr. Byrd would not go into detail about the proposed medical marijuana plan, he made it clear nothing is being left to chance as it pertains to any possible backlash from Uncle Sam.
We're going to make sure that we do everything in a responsible fashion, and that will continue. But we are going to deliver on the promises that we made to the electorate.
The hope has been expressed that the idea would be fleshed out in Friday's throne speech. So will that document fill in the blanks about medical marijuana farming?
That's not what the throne speech is for. So no, you cannot expect to see more details in the throne speech. You can expect to hear more details from the minister who has responsibility for that, who is the Attorney General. And I'm sure that we will be delivered in a responsible fashion that meets our campaign promise, which was endorsed by the people of this country.
And speaking of the Attorney General, we sought comment from Mr. Byrd on reports of Kathy Lee Simmons being named as co-defendant in a number of lawsuits along with her husband. Mr. Byrd's support for the AG proving to be unwavering.
No, I'm not concerned about that report. What I would say is it's unfortunate that people would like to drag people's family into the news and the press, but that's modus operandi for the Royal Gazette, and so I'll just leave it at that.
Elsewhere, the AG herself declined comment when approached on the issue, calling it a personal matter. Gary Moreno, reporting for the Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Thanks, Gary. Well, the cultivation of medical marijuana locally has become a major issue since Premier David Byrd stated during his conference meeting that he will bring forth legislation to do so. During a person in the street interview, several of those polled agreed with the move so long as it is regulated.
I support that. I think if there's a way for government to regulate, tax, turn it into an industry, I will support that.
And if it can serve a purpose where it can help someone to have a better life, then I don't see the problem as long as it's regulated and the government, does something so that people don't abuse it.
If it is going to help individuals as far as any ailments, if they can help them to function and survive in society, and if it's used in the correct way, then I would support it, providing everything is in place through the government, done correctly, and it's explained, everyone's educated about this, then I would understand.
I don't have a problem with that. The issue is if it's only used for medical purposes and it's not going to be exploited, and those that shouldn't be making a lot of money off it don't get their hands on it. The other question is, will it be taxed? It has to be taxed under the financial
regulation.
Yes, that's right. It has to be taxed. And also, my concern is also that lady that had used it without permission. I don't think she should get in trouble about that, right? Because for medical reasons, and it's keeping her alive. Until we have the regulations, then I think, people that do it under the circumstances of not getting any authority, they're the ones should be locked up. But the problem is, we're looking at money here. Everything's money. You're dealing with money.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, it should be grown. If you're going to consume it, you might as well grow there.
I think it has to be a long process. My first instinct is no, because it can be easily abused.
Why not? There's tons of health benefits. Everybody already smokes here anyways. Why not? I think it's a good positive thing, and you can also make money on it. So why not? It would help boost the economy.
And some sad news. The Bermuda Police Service has confirmed the death of 51-year-old Selena Mae Dean and extends sincerest condolences to her family and friends. Miss Dean was found in an unresponsive state around 10 a.m. Sunday, November the 4th, at a Banana Lane, Warwick residence. She was rushed to the hospital via ambulance, but later pronounced dead. Inquiries continue regarding this matter, and a cause of death will be examined later this week. Around 5:25 p.m. today, police and first responders were dispatched to a reported collision after the Barker Hill roundabout in Devonshire. Initial details indicate that a motorcyclist and a car driver were involved. The rider, believed to be a 50-year-old woman, was hurt. However, her injuries are not considered to be life-threatening. The car driver, said to be a 43-year-old man, has been arrested on suspicion of impaired driving. Traffic diversions are currently in effect while the scene is processed, and motorists should use alternative routes if possible until further notice. Any witnesses are asked to contact the main police telephone number on 295-0011. Well, we'll have more for you after this short break, including the latest from AccuWeather. Stay with us.
Previously at Mailboxes U.S. Express.
Mailboxes Unlimited gives you an address in New Jersey for just $20 a year, and we'll ship your stuff from there to here and save you over 80% on the shipping.
Join the over 11,000 people that are already members of Mailboxes U.S. Express.
We are the cheapest and the fastest way to ship stuff from there to here.
Excuse me while I answer my phone.
My name is Steve Thompson, and I approve of this message.
Mailboxes U.S. Express. Sign up today.
Christmas in Bermuda is a special time for most of us. Unfortunately, for some families in Bermuda, there's no warm Christmas. This year, many families will be in need. It's the 30th anniversary of the Lions Clubs of Bermuda and the Marketplace, helping share the Christmas spirit, so let's help take care of each other. Shop at any Marketplace, shopping center, Modern Mart, or A1 stores, and purchase extra tins of non-perishable items. Once you have purchased these items, place your food donation into Santa's bin, located at the front of the store. The Lions Clubs will collect your food contributions and assemble them into hampers to be delivered to the families in need around the island. Christmas comes once a year. Help make it a special time for every family in Bermuda. Sponsored in part by the Bermuda Broadcasting Company. Share the Christmas spirit.
Surface Trends has been serving Bermuda for over 25 years, supplying and installing tile and natural stone. We have a large in-stock selection of beautiful porcelain wood planking, including our exclusive Bermuda cedar tile. You will also find Bermuda's best in-stock selection of countertops, including natural granites, exotic quartzites, and silestone engineered quartz in all the newest colors. Our team will be happy to help you. Stop by our showroom at 17 Serpentine Road or give us a call at 295-8005.
Welcome back. Well, more fallout tonight over the Premier's decision to fire former Social Development Minister Michael Weeks. Bermuda Broadcasting News reported allegations that Mr. Weeks may have been fired due to his relentless investigation of the Child and Family Services Department, failure to address child abuse, and decision to suspend its director, who was accused of failing to act. Now the children's charity SCARS is speaking out. Its chairman, John Brunson, a former MP, told Tarai Trott he too had heard that senior government officials were not pleased with Mr. Weeks' course of action.
What could be more important than protecting the children in our community?
John Brunson says everyone knew Michael Weeks did a great job as a minister and deeply cared for children.
It wasn't because he does a good job or doesn't do a good job. We know that he does, and I'm sure his colleagues would agree. And I think the Premier's comments reiterate that. But we have been led to believe that it is because he has acted in a responsible way to investigate the allegations of assault on children and negligence. And as we cover in our training, it is important to make choices. And he made a choice for child protection. And in doing so, he had to take a risk.
Bermuda Broadcasting News reported Friday night that the call by Mr. Weeks for an investigation into the running of Child and Family Services where children were abused under their watch did not find favor with very senior government officials.
Are you saying that you understand the reason why Mr. Weeks was removed from the cabinet was because of his decision to investigate the allegations of abuse under his ministry?
We have been led to believe that that was in part of the reason. And that is why, in part, we are disappointed because we know that he is a leader, in terms of child protection. So he initiated the investigation because he saw that there was a need based on the information that he was presented with.
Mr. Brunson stresses that people should look past the politics of it all and look at the fundamental issue of children not being looked after.
In this case, with Child and Family Services, if the allegations are true, someone who's charged with child safety and child protection has enabled them to be harmed. And, you know, those are allegations that really need to be taken seriously and they need to be looked into. And if what we have been told is true, that the minister has been released from his post in part because of those reasons, we're concerned.
Mr. Brunson also boldly declaring if it wasn't for Michael Weeks, his charity would not exist today.
Our initial charitable application was declined, and it was through his foresight, his leadership, and his vision that he saw the real opportunity that SCARS could offer the community. And we hope as an organization that we have lived up to his expectation of what we could do to transform the landscape of child protection, especially as it relates to child sexual abuse.
And of course, that was Tarai Trott reporting. In other news, space is the final frontier, and Bermuda will play a big part in NASA's mission to the moon and beyond. The NASA tracking station was officially reopened today at Cooper's Island, relaunching Bermuda's place in the worldwide network of tracking and data stations.
Back in the 1960s, NASA's radar tracking station at Cooper's Island supported the first human space flight program of the United States, Project Mercury. The facility is now back up and running in full form. All systems are go to support Wednesday's launch of the ICON satellite, which will study the zone of our atmosphere where Earth weather and space weather meet.
Bermuda's critical. We can't do ICON without Bermuda. Bermuda's ICON is the Ionosphere Connections mission launching on a Pegasus out of the Cape Canaveral in Florida. And so all the, again, over-the-horizon telemetry tracking is taking place from Bermuda. So it's going to come from Bermuda back to Wallops Island in Virginia, and then we're going to send that data real-time back to Florida.
NASA is reliant on the data transmitted from Bermuda's station, especially in an emergency.
Command is vital for public safety. If we have a rocket that goes astray and it's going to endanger public safety, then we'll actually send a command to destroy the rocket before it can harm anybody. So that's a vital piece of our operations. And Bermuda is vital for everything we do. When we're launching from Wallops, it's the only way we can get over the horizon tracking from Wallops Island. In the case of second stages that are using solid propellants, we can't see that from Wallops. We get shrouded from the solid propellant.
Now, what is telemetry?
All the information about the launch, so all the data about how the vehicle is performing and any other data they want to get. They may have video on board. Any information that they want to get about how the launch is performing or how the vehicle is performing during that flyout gets sent down on a telemetry stream. We receive it, and then it goes digitally back to the customer.
NASA is currently working on its most powerful rocket ever built, designed to reach the outer limits of space, as well as manned missions to the moon.
One is the completion of the Space Launch System and the Orion spacecraft. That is scheduled to be launched in 2020. The first uncrewed launch, and the first crewed launch in about 2022. So those missions need to be completed as test missions so we can start operational missions around the moon with the Gateway and then landing on the moon later in the next decade.
With technology rapidly evolving in this sector, a manned mission to Mars could well be possible in a few decades.
The technology we're employing across the whole spectrum of human spaceflight, not just a launch vehicle, not just the fire that you see from launches, but also all the tracking systems that are being installed here, all the systems to keep humans alive that we're testing on board the space station, like the life support systems and radiation protection, all being developed to send humans beyond low Earth orbit.
The island may be a dot on the map, but for NASA, it's a gigantic piece of the space exploration puzzle. providing key information and radar services for upcoming missions operated from NASA's Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia. Jasmine Patterson reporting for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Turning to weather news, a mix of sun and cloud and some showers earlier today, but as we can see from the image taken a short time ago from our tower cam, another beautiful sunset. Let's go to AccuWeather headquarters to see what we can expect for the rest of our work week.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
The BF&M Insurance Group is pleased to bring you tonight's AccuWeather forecast. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brittany Boyer, and it's Monday. Hopefully you had a great weekend as we head into the next couple of days. Not going to have a whole lot of things happening here across the island. We're going to be under the influence of a southerly or southeasterly flow, so temperatures are going to be mild, and it will make for a bit of an unstable atmosphere, so we will have the opportunity for a couple of spotty showers, but no significant rain is expected, at least until the weekend. So if you're here for vacation, not a bad time to be here in Bermuda. We have a boundary just off to our north, and because it's going to be hanging around there for the next couple of days, we'll have kind of that squeeze play here, so we'll get some of that moisture coming in from the south, in addition to the mild air in place, and that's going to help keep our temperatures on the comfortable side. But again, we can't rule out the possibility of a couple of spotty showers. Temperatures on this Monday evening, we are sitting in the mid-70s, humidity right around 70%. Winds are coming in out of the southeast, anywhere from 10 to 15 knots. The water's sitting at 75, and we continue to have improvements here with our marine conditions. Waves inside the reef running between 1 and 2 feet, outside the reef between 4 and 7 feet, which is pretty typical here on the island, at least for outside of the reef. Now, what we can expect as we head into the next several hours here, we don't have any small craft warnings. That was allowed to expire from the Bermuda Weather Service. So we just have your tidal times right over here. We have our low tide coming in just before 1 a.m. on Tuesday, and then our high tide tomorrow morning coming in just after 7 a.m. So we'll allow for a few spotty showers. That'll be the case as we head into tonight. Temperatures in the low 70s, so not too bad temperature-wise. And as we get you out the door tomorrow morning, we'll be in the low 70s to start off your day. By the afternoon, upper 70s here. A passing shower is possible. And by no means are we looking at any kind of washout conditions. Again, it looks like a better chance for a more steadier rainfall will come by the end of the week, getting into the weekend. So enjoy the mainly dry times that we have here. High pressure kind of right near us right now. And as we put futurecasts into motion here, you're going to notice as winds continue to come in and out of the south, that will keep our temperatures nice and mild. And then we'll have another front that we'll be tracking as we head toward the later half of the week, but up until then, it is a smooth sail here in Bermuda. We have no tropical development, but a couple of showers into Jamaica, Barbados, and also Trinidad. Temperatures are sitting in the upper 80s, so nice and warm out there. If you're doing any traveling out toward the East Coast, heavy rain, even some severe weather possible from the mid-Atlantic down into areas like Atlanta tomorrow, with temperatures in the 70s. Here's a look at your extended forecast. A few spotty showers tonight into Tuesday, mainly dry weather for the rest of the week. And then by the weekend, we will have to watch out for some steadier rainfall.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
I was diagnosed with illness. Very frightening because my son had just turned 1 and it was a cancer. So I'm young, new baby, and I needed to get the care that I knew would be definitive so that I wanted to be around for him for a very long time. I got in contact with BF&M and BF&M was able to commit at that time to doing at least 50%, so we were comfortable, okay, well, we're gonna go. We got off the plane actually the day of the procedure, and on my way to the limo, my case manager called and she says, Kiana, we got it, you're covered at 100%. And I cried all the way to the office because I was just so happy. The BF&M difference is that I really felt that the case manager really was concerned about my overall care. And because of that, I really appreciated them. I think that personal care, that willingness to listen, and then to work until they were able to get it so that I could get full coverage really made the difference for me.
new Toyota Rush, Bermuda's biggest SUV with 7 seats. There's always plenty of room. Available at Bermuda Motors.
At ProSurf, we've got mail. Did you know at ProSurf, we handle over 150,000 mail pieces per month. We have a full mail handler's license, secure, centrally located facilities, state-of-the-art digital printing, insertion, franking, and tracking systems. Even full mailroom operations management, along with experienced staff and the reliability to get your job done right. So whether the job is large or small, by hand or sprint pickup delivery, daily, weekly, monthly, or a one-off project, we've got you covered from start to finish with email confirmation. At ProSurf, we've got mail. Call 295-7619 or visit prosurf.bm and let's get it started.
A court in Jamaica has issued a warrant for the arrest of a Bermudian man who is accused of cocaine offenses but is alleged to have skipped the island. The Jamaican Gleaner newspaper identified the man as 31-year-old Paulus Francis of Loyal Hill in Devonshire, whom the paper said had been granted bail in relation to charges of possession of, dealing in, and attempting to export nearly 8 pounds of cocaine. The publication says the Paulo Francis case had been set for a case management hearing in St. James Parish when the trial date was to be set. However, when the case was mentioned last Thursday, it was revealed that Francis had left Jamaica on October the 21st despite a stop order in place designed to prevent him from leaving the country. The revelation did not go over well with court's presiding judge, who immediately ordered a warrant for Francis's arrest under Jamaican law. A person who absconds or evades the authorities while on bail faces a $4,000 fine or 2 years in prison. The cocaine Francis is alleged to have tried to smuggle through the Sangster International Airport was reportedly worth $33,000 US and allegedly found by police inside of his suitcase. He had been attempting to board a flight to Belgium. The paper reporting that now that he has fled the jurisdiction, his surety could be forced to pay heavily in fines. Still to come, Earl Basin will have all the latest in sports in just a few minutes. We'll be right back.
From the very beginning, it was always our singular focus to do whatever it takes, use every possible resource to fight cancer, and never lose sight of the patients we're fighting for. Our cancer treatment specialists share the same vision. Experts from all over the world working closely together to deliver truly personalized cancer care. And these are the specialists we're proud to call our own. Expert medicine works here. Learn more at cancercenter.com. Appointments available now.
We are the voices.
You are with the captain.
It's Mr. Midday.
12 new major news.
The big station.
The morning show.
The #1 song. The faces.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight.
This is exactly what you're talking about.
What an upset it was.
The storytellers.
They are actually using the pepper spray.
Police are aware of this theory.
The water is 3,500 meters deep.
The tax climbs up to 12.5%.
The window on our community.
We bring you the best in U.S. television entertainment.
And the greatest sporting events in the world.
A brilliant performance of Duffy. We are the island's only Bermudian-owned broadcaster of both television and radio.
With the only TV channels that are available over the air in beautiful high definition, completely free.
We are always expanding.
We are always innovating.
And most important, we're always your station.
This is Bermuda Broadcasting.
Now Earl Basin has our sports package.
We were one shy of half a century of goals in Premier and First Division football. There were 2 upsets in the rugby, and Bermuda bring home medals from Argentina. A total of 49 goals were scored this past weekend in Bermuda Football Association's Premier and First Division action. At the PHC Stadium yesterday, the PHC Zebras defeated the Somerset Trojans 3-1. Rakeem DeShields, Hushay Hippolyte, and Marco Warren all scored a goal each for the PHC Zebras, while Coolidge Dorm scored the lone goal for the Somerset Trojans. In other Premier Division action yesterday, it was Paget Lions 2, BAA 5, Crossroads 6, Dandytown Hornets 0. On Saturday, it was Boulevard Blazers 3, Devonshire Cougars 1, Robin Hood 3, North Village Rams 2. In First Division play yesterday, it was Southampton Rangers 4, Flanagan's Onions 0, Young Men's Social Club 3, Vasco 3, Somerset Eagles 6, Devonshire Colts 1, Hamilton Parish 2, St. David's 0. And on Saturday, it was Island Rangers 4, Wolves 7. Bermuda's 12th Pan American Wushu Championship team will return with 2 gold medals and 2 bronze medals. The gold medals went to Krista Dyer and Riley Mason, while the bronze medals were won by Gennaro Otterbridge and Dean Jones. Dennis Ambulenzi and Gail Lindsay are the 2018 Fidelity International Road Race male and female champions. Ambulenzi was clocked across the line in a time of 15:51. Teddy Shum was second in 16:03, and youngster Ryan Otterbridge was third, stopping the clock in a time of 16:22. Lindsay was 12th overall, clocking a time of 18:26. She was just ahead of Ashley Irby, who was the second female finisher, and 14th overall, clocking 18:24. Dion Bray was the third female finisher and 16th overall, with a time of 18:45. There was an exciting conclusion to the Bermuda Mixed Foursome Championships in which Javon Roberts and Liz Carpio took the title with a gross score of 3 under par 51 in the Pinehurst format for a total combined score of 107 at the Turtle Hill Golf Course yesterday. Round 1 leaders Wayne and Leslie Balcom didn't fare so well and allowed Damian Paliande and Katina Rabane to take second place. Paliande and Rabane shot a 1 under par 53 with John Wiley and his partner Irene Foti, as well as Randolph Simons and Patricia Morgan both shot 3 over par 57s. The Bermuda Netball Association Senior League season got underway at the Bernard Park with a total of 182 goals scored in 3 matches played. With experience on their side, the Phoenix Heat came out victorious in the first game of the night against Storm Thunder, 29-20. The first 2 quarters saw Robin Hood lead the Storm Lightning by as much as 8 goals, but Storm Lightning caught up and passed their opponents to win by 10, 39-29. The closest game of the night was between the North Village Lady Rams and the Lyndhurst Tigers. The Lyndhurst Tigers dominated the game early, winning quarters 1, 2, and 3, and at one point was up by at least 10. Going into the last quarter, the North Village Lady Rams would catch fire, hitting almost everything as they would pull off a 33-32 win. Bermuda Horse and Pony Association's fall show concluded at the National Equestrian Center on Vigie Street following 2 days of action. In junior equitation under 12-year-olds flat class, it was won by Courtney Sims riding Mr. Rainman. Natalie Tafur riding Edelweiss was second, and Cameron Lines and Jack of Hearts finished third. Jana Ferrara and Pieces of the Puzzle won the 2'6" Hunter over the fence class. Lines and Jack of Hearts was second, and Taylor James riding Ubia Mays finished in third. Total of 160 points were put on the board in a triple header as the Bermuda Flag Football League winter season continued at the T.M. Tatum Middle School field. The Bermuda Misfits went down 33-24 to nothing but D. The ex-Patriots would fall 40-18 to the Punisher, and the Killer Squad went down 25-20 to the Black Sharks. Week 6 of the Gold Point Archery Outdoor Shooting League had the archers competing in almost perfect conditions at Southside St. David's. Cameron Pickering proved too strong for the field, recording the top score of 520. Jaden Roberts was second with 500, and Ernest McKellen would finish third with 476 points. 31st Skippy Karate Tournament took place at the Pembroke Sunday School yesterday. Kalasia Simons was crowned the Intermediate Girls Form Grand Champion, while Dash Bailey was crowned the Intermediate Boys Form Grand Champion. I'm Earl Baisden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
Thanks, Earl. Well, that's all from the news team. For the moment, I'm Diane Brewer. Thank you for sharing your Monday evening with us, everyone. Hope to see you right back here tomorrow night. Good night.